Now, while most of the conflicts that caused displacement in Europe have since ended with the signing of a peace agreement or a long-standing ceasefire and active end to hostilities, the end of hostilities does not immediately bring an end to the tragic human consequences of displacement, including that of those people who are uprooted. Driven from their homes, cut off from their lands and usual livelihoods, often separated from their families and with children's education disrupted, the experience of displacement is highly traumatizing. It also should only be temporary. Beyond addressing their immediate material needs, those affected require, above all else, a solution to their plight. The Western Balkans is a region that was devastatingly affected by displacement on a massive scale as a result of the conflicts in the 1990s. Here in Bosnia, for example, some 2.2 million people, virtually 1 out of every second person, was displaced. Across the region, concerted national and international efforts and really unprecedented levels of support and investment over the past several years undoubtedly have achieved tremendous progress. Many refugees and internally displaced persons have been supported to secure a solution, whether to return home or to settle elsewhere, and are beginning to rebuild their lives. However, there still is some critically important unfinished business. Today, in the Western Balkans, some 350,000 people remain trapped in a state of displacement, suffering a precarious existence. Of those who have already returned, many, especially minority returns, require support to access a sustainable solution. This means supporting not only the rebuilding of shelter, which of course is key, but the rebuilding of their lives and of societies in a broader sense, to enable them to regain their livelihoods, to enjoy full access to their rights, and for communities to reconcile. Large numbers of the region's IDPs are still found today in dilapidated collective centers, which were only ever intended to provide temporary shelter. 10 or even upwards of 17 years ago, they were meant to be temporary shelter. Many of these IDPs are in extremely vulnerable conditions. The elderly without family support, the chronically ill, the physically challenged, those with psychological trauma as a result of the conflict, and protection cases who cannot return. Now, because of their conditions, these people are often also the least visible and those most in need of help to access their rights, including to a solution. Without targeted support, they risk falling through the cracks and being overlooked as the countries in the region nonetheless move forward on other fronts. Yet the true measure of a healthy society, whether it be a state or the international community, is how well it looks after its most vulnerable citizens. Beyond these persons' material needs, which are significant, the greatest risk, and surely the most dehumanizing experience, is to become invisible and forgotten. The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees and Forced Migration Review are to be commended for shining a spotlight on the protracted plight of IDPs in the Balkans and making sure that these people do not remain in the shadows.